Well, let's see if we can get through this without yelling into a microphone. Wolves 2, Tottenham 1. Tottenham blow it in the end. 2 goals in stoppage time. We are right around 12 hours since the game happened. It was something. Seeing a lot of things on the internet. Tottenham have returned to regularly scheduled programming. Tottenham bottled it again. Tottenham back to being Tottenham. All that fun stuff. Oh my. Yeah, I don't even know where to start here. This was an absolutely disgusting performance today. With the news about Van de Ven and Madison being out until at least the new year. Can't wait for more performances like these. So excited. I don't even know where I want to start, honestly. I guess let's start with Brendan Johnson scoring his first goal his first goal as a Tottenham player. It was a 3rd-minute goal on a absolutely beautiful setup play. It ended up being Porro with the assist, I believe. Great goal. Makes it 1-0, flying high. Kind of feels like the last game a little. And then basically after that, I'd say we get into the 7th or 8th minute. Yeah, and then it just became Wolves dominating this game. Tottenham just, they didn't have another shot on target, I think, until the 88th minute. Yep, it felt really much like last year, especially with the players on the field. Dead weight. So much dead weight. And hey, they're still here. They're still making a contract. They'll probably still be here and making a contract long after I'm gone. When I die in 2090, they'll be 130 years old. They will probably still be playing at the club. They'll still probably be getting 90 minutes for some forsaken reason. I don't know why they keep... Oh my gosh. I get why they're still in the club, because they're making an outstanding living. They're not good at their jobs. And they don't want to move somewhere else, because no other big team is going to want them because they're awful. I really hope Daniel Levy was watching this game, because it proves we need squad depth in January. Not going to happen, though, because I'm sure he might buy one player. Maybe one player. And even then, I'm not expecting much in January. Because all that matters is, as long as we finish what's going to end up being top 5 this year, it's all good. Why challenge for anything when you could just get top 5 and get some European revenue money? Absolutely disgusting performance today. I don't know how have we gotten to the point where Ben Davies and Eric Dyer are starting center backs in the year 2023? How? As things are shaking. How has this happened? We're going to look back at Monday night in months and say that was the day that it was over. You had the suspensions, you had the injuries. You had the injuries for positions that you don't have depth for. It's just, it's so over. It is so over. And we were never even in the title fight either. It's just, it's so over. It's so over. The 2 goals, too. I mean, the first one was a howler, beautiful goal. Second one was just pure, you knew it was going to happen when you saw the play developing because, in a 1-1 game when the opposition goes on a counterattack, why rush back and try to get to the ball? Instead, let's just jog. They can't score possibly. Why? And like I said, it's only going to get worse. The games we have coming up are going to make this even worse. I know we have Newcastle coming right up. I think that's 4 games from now. Thankfully, it's an international break this week. 4 games from now, I think we play Newcastle. 6-1's not off the board. I won't say that. 6-1's off the board because I don't think that's possible with Vicario and that. A 3-0 or 4-0 game possible. One question, where was Heung-min's son today? Was he injured? Was he just missing out there? He absolutely ghosted this team today. Absolutely unbelievable. Dejan Kulusevski turned into the most selfish player of all time. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. I don't know. If these goals, too, if they were in like the 50th and 60th minute, I'm probably fine with it. It's the fact that we got to stoppage time still at 1-0, and it just fell apart in stoppage time because the players looked lethargic and just stopped playing out there. I don't get it. There were 7 minutes left of the game, and you couldn't stop anything. What are we doing? We might as well get to the stats. Tottenham had possession control of the game. They had 58%. They only had 6 shots on target today, which if you compare that to beginning of the year, not great. We were at points where they were at like 22, 23 shots in a game. Now we're at 6. 2 were only on target. The goal in the 3rd minute and then the 1 shot in the 87th, 88th minute, something like that. 3 shots in the box, 3 shots out for Tottenham. Wolves had 17 shots. They were peppering the net today. Expected goals shows that with Wolves a projected 2.15 goals compared to Tottenham's 0.70. Passes, Tottenham got back in that kind of control again compared to the Chelsea game with 638. They completed 88% of those passes. With Wolves, they only had 430, but they completed 85% of theirs. A lot of fouls in this game. Wolves had the upper hand in that one with 19 compared to Tottenham's 15. 3 yellow cards for Tottenham, 4 for Wolves. And then 11 corners. They were peppering the net today. Corner came after corner after corner. So I'm not surprised by that. And Tottenham only had 3 because They rarely got on the attack, it seemed, after the goal, which doesn't make sense to me. Why? Player ratings, as always. We start up top. Brendan Johnson had the goal. Really the only reason why he's in the green at a 7.4, because other than that, he kind of ghosted the rest of the game, which I didn't get. It is whatever. I don't know. He had a goal. It was a really good goal. Disappeared. Earns a 7.4. Son disappeared out there. Just absolutely gone. Gets 6.2. That was just, if he actually showed up today, I think Tottenham maybe get a different result. Kulusevski, like I said, turned into one of the most selfish players of all time today. Constantly attacking the net, which I didn't get because he hasn't done that really all year. With shots that were not even close to off target, or on target, I should say. Earns a 5.3. I think that's well deserved. Really no attacking midfielder today with Madison out. So they kind of went with a mid-3-ish. It wasn't the usual 4-2-3-1 that we kind of have seen this year. Felt more like a normal 4-3-3. Sarr earns a 6.2. That was just Brutal performance from him today. I didn't think he had his best game at all. Bissouma gets a 6.6 and he picks up a stupid yellow card, and now he's suspended because that is his 5th yellow card of the season. So, yay. Højbjerg gets a 6.7. He was one of the better players out there today, and that says something. It really does. Emerson Royale gets a 6.3. He did okay in the position he was given, got a yellow card. Some of his passes were really good today. I got to give him that. But other than that, this center back duo, one of the worst duos I've ever seen. Both earn a 5.2 because they're both that bad. And then our man of the match, I gave it to Pedro Porro. I forgot to put his assist on here, but he had the assist on the Johnson goal. Earns a 7.5. I thought he was the best player on the pitch today. He actually looked like the only one that actually somewhat cared out there, which, I mean, probably isn't true. I bet a lot of the players care out there. I mean, some of them might only be there for a paycheck, but hey, what can you do about that? I thought he was, he was one of, 4 players that started in the game against Chelsea that was actually out there starting today. So then you got Vicario in net. I mean, it wasn't a terrible day, but he earns a 6.4. Just given the 2 goals, one of them I get, he could have probably not done anything with. The tying goal, the winning goal was inexcusable. Bentancur got a good 30 minutes out there today. Earns a 6.9. Picked up a yellow card. I'm expecting him to get Bissouma's spot because of Bissouma's suspension come our next game, which is 2 weeks. Brent Heel gets a 5.9. I mean, he got subbed on. I don't know if he touched the ball once. He probably did. I didn't see it. It was absolutely disgusting. Lo Celso, also kind of in the same boat. He kind of disappeared right after he got subbed on. He did have one opportunity that I remember. Kind of came close on that, but also wasn't really close at all. And then finally, Postecoglou ends up getting a 6. I mean, it wasn't the worst managerial game given the circumstances, but why did we only use 3 subs? That's my big question. We keep bringing in like talent from the U21s, like Dorrington. I'm completely blanking on the other big one I was thinking of today. But we bring them in and put them on the bench. I'd at least like to see some playtime for them. I get like these aren't the games you probably want to give them playtime because, it's a close game. But hey, sometimes you got to get thrown to the wolves, and we'll figure it out from there. That didn't really happen today. Donnelly, that's the other one I was thinking about. Donnelly, and also Ashley Phillips. He was another signing for Tottenham this summer from Blackburn. He is a center back. I honestly would have rather seen him start than Davies or Dyer because I get that he hasn't had any playing time with this team. But honestly, throw him to the Wolves. Let's see what happens. Either you make it or you break it. But it's game experience. They threw out Sarr. They threw out Udogie. First game of the season. And they had great performances. And look at what they've done now. They've made a spot for themselves in the squad. I don't get why we aren't using that talent that's on the bench that I think is going to end up being really good talent. I get it, but I don't agree with it at all. What a game. I can't believe we lost that. I mean, that is absolutely disgusting. And 91st minute and 97th goal. I think we ended up playing 99 minutes of the game. I honestly don't remember what happened after that second goal, honestly. It was disgusting. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Well, it's an international break. Don't have to deal with this team for another 2 weeks, basically. I think we come back and it's Aston Villa at home, and then I believe it's on the road to Manchester City. Outstanding. Here we go again. It only gets tougher from here, especially with the two best players on this team, honestly, right now being out until January at least. Outstanding. So that's going to be it for this episode of Top of the Perch. Hopefully you enjoyed me in my misery. It's going to happen more. I have the feeling it's going to happen more. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you stumble across this video, hit like, hit subscribe, tell anybody you know about it. We'll be back after the international break, recapping what I believe is the Aston Villa game for another episode of Top of the Perch.